How to repair a faulty HDD using DBAN. A step-by-step guide.
In step 1, we will prepare the tools and equipment necessary for repairing a faulty HDD using DBAN. Importance of a separate working computer and spare HDD. Having a separate working computer is crucial because we will be booting from a USB drive and running DBAN on the faulty HDD. It allows us to isolate the problematic HDD and perform the repair process without affecting the computer's primary operating system or other drives. If you don't have a spare HDD, you can still follow the steps to diagnose and potentially fix issues with your primary HDD.
Welcome back, everyone. In today's video, we'll be discussing how to repair a faulty hard disk drive HDD using a powerful tool called DBAN. DirectBoot and Nuke. DBAN is a popular data destruction tool that can also help identify and potentially fix issues with your HDD. So, if you have an HDD that's giving you trouble, stick around, as we dive into the step-by-step process of repairing it using DBAN.
This video provides a step-by-step tutorial on how to use DBAN, including instructions on how to download the program to your computer, burn it to a bootable disk, and erase all of the files.
What to know? 1. Download the DBAN program. 2. Save the DBAN ISO file to your computer. 3. Burn DBAN to a disk or USB device. 4. Restart and boot into the DBAN disk or USB device. 5. Choose an option from the DBAN main menu. 6. Immediately start using DBAN with a quick command. 7. Choose which hard drives to wipe with interactive mode. 8. Wait for DBAN to erase the hard drive. 9. Verify DBAN has successfully erased the hard drive.
Download DBAN. This can be done on the same computer that you're going to delete the data from or on a separate one entirely. The objective is to download the ISO file and then burn it on a bootable media, such as a CD or flash drive. When asked to download DBAN to your computer, make sure to save it in a location that is simple for you to find. Anywhere is acceptable, just keep track of the location in your head. By default it automatically saves it to the download of your computer, but you can use any place you'd like the desktop. The download should be completed quickly because it is only less than 20 megabytes in size, which is rather little. The DBAN file must be burned on a CD or USB device once it is on your computer. This is covered in the following step.
In step 2, we will guide you through the process of creating a bootable USB drive using DBAN. To create the bootable drive, we will use software like Rufus. Here is how you can proceed. Download and create a bootable USB drive using Rufus. Insert a USB drive with sufficient capacity, at least 2 GB, into your computer.
Burn DBAN to a disk or USB device. You must correctly install the ISO file on a bootable device in order to use DBAN. Download and open Rufus tool. Insert a USB drive and select a device. Select disk or ISO image. Locate and select ISO image to burn. Under image option, choose standard Windows installation. Leave other options alone and choose start. Wait for the status to say ready, then close Rufus and remove the USB drive.
In step 3, We will cover booting from the D-BAN USB drive by explaining the boot order settings in the computer's BIOS, demonstrating how to access the BIOS, change the boot order, and finally, boot the computer from the BAN USB drive.
The boot order determines the sequence in which the computer searches for bootable devices to load the operating system. By default, the computer typically boots from the internal hard drive or SSD. To boot from the D-BAN USB drive, we need to change the boot order to prioritize the USB drive.
Save the changes and exit the BIOS. Typically, you can do this by pressing the designated key, usually F10, or selecting the Save and Exit option from the menu. Fourth, booting the computer from the D-BAN USB drive. With the boot order changed and the BIOS settings saved, restart your computer. As the computer restarts, it will now look for a bootable device based on the modified boot order. If everything is set up correctly, your computer will boot from the D-BAN USB drive. Follow the on-screen instructions provided by D-BAN to proceed with the repair process.
In step 4, we will explore the process of running D-BAN on the faulty HDD. We will explain the various options available within D-BAN and their significance. The screen shown here is the main screen in D-BAN and the one you should see first. If not, go back to the previous step and make sure you're booting from the disk or flash drive correctly. Before we get started, please know that D-BAN is designed to be used with your keyboard only. Your mouse is useless in this program.
In addition to using the regular letter keys and the Enter key, you'll need to know how to operate the function F keys. These are located at the top of your keyboard and are as easy to click as any other key, but some keyboards are a little different. If the function keys aren't working for you, be sure to hold down the Fn key first, and then select the function key you want to use.
There are your options from the D-BAN menu. As you can see, the F2 and F4 options are informational only, so you don't have to be concerned about reading through them. You should use the F3 key to quickly erase every hard drive that is plugged in. The following step contains a detailed explanation of all the options you can choose from, including the Auto Nuke option. Pressing the Enter key at this screen will activate interactive mode, giving you the flexibility to select the hard disks you wish to erase. If you know how you want to proceed, and you're confident that there's nothing on any connected drive that you want to keep, then go for it. Continue with this tutorial for some more options, or if you're not sure which way to go.
Immediately start using D-BAN with a quick command. Choosing F3 from D-BAN's main menu will open this quick command screen. Important: if you use any command you see on this screen, D-BAN will not ask you which hard drives you want to erase, nor will you be required to confirm any prompts. Instead, it will automatically assume you want to remove all the files from all the connected drives and will immediately start deleting after you enter the command. To choose which hard drives to erase, press the F1 key, and then go to the next step, ignoring everything else on this screen.
DoD 5220.22m. This is a data wiping standard set by the U.S. Department of Defense. It specifies a method for secure erasure of data from storage media. According to this standard, the data is overwritten with a specific pattern of ones and zeros, followed by a verification process. The process is repeated 3 times to ensure data sanitization.
Dodge short. This is similar to the DoD 5220.22m method, but with fewer passes. Instead of 7 passes, Dodge short uses only 3 passes to overwrite the data on storage media. While it offers a quicker method for data wiping,
it may not provide the same level of security as the full DoD standard.
RCM PEATS at OPS 2 Ops 2. This is a data wiping standard defined by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police RCMP under the Technical Security Standards for Information Technology TSSIT program. The Ops 2 method involves overwriting the data on storage media with a specific pattern and repeating the process 3 times to ensure secure erasure.
Gutman, named after its creator, Peter Gutman. This method is a data wiping algorithm that uses 35 passes to overwrite the data on storage media. The Gutman method was designed to counter data recovery techniques that might be used in laboratory settings, although modern storage media and data recovery methods have made its effectiveness questionable in recent years.
Random data PRNG. This method involves overwriting the data on storage media with random bits generated by a pseudo-random number generator PRNG. The idea is that overwriting the data with random values makes it difficult to recover the original information. The number of passes required depends on the specific implementation and desired level of security.
Write 0 quick. This method simply overwrites the data on storage media with 0 zeros. It is considered a quick method because it only requires a single pass. However, it may not provide the same level of security as other more thorough data wiping methods.
DBAN can use one of several different methods to erase files. The pattern used to erase the files, as well as how many times to repeat that pattern. As an example, Gutman will overwrite the files with a random character, and do so up to 35 times, whereas Quick will write a 0 and only do it once. DBAN recommends using the .short command. You can also use the AutoNuke command, which is the same thing as .short. If you want to choose which hard drives to erase, as well as customize the wipe method, see the next step, which covers interactive mode.
Selecting the faulty HDD for repair. Once DBAN starts, it will display a list of available drives detected by your computer. Carefully identify the faulty HDD that you want to repair. Pay attention to its size and any identifying information, such as the manufacturer or model number. Along the screen are the different menu options. Pressing the J and K keys will move you up and down a list, and the Enter key will select an option from a menu. As you change each option, the top left of the screen will reflect those changes. The middle of the screen is how you choose which hard drives you want to erase.
Initiating the repair process. Once you have selected the faulty HDD and decided on the appropriate wiping method, press the designated key, usually F10, or Enter to start the repair process. DBAN will begin the wiping process based on the selected method and display the progress on the screen. Depending on the size of the HDD and the chosen wiping method, the process may take some time. It's essential to be patient and allow DBAN to complete the repair. Remember, the wiping process performed by DBAN will erase all data on the selected HDD, so ensure you have a backup if necessary. Additionally, if the HDD has physical issues, DBAN might not be able to repair it, and professional assistance may be required.
Verify DBAN has successfully erased the hard drive. Once DBAN has finished the data wipe of the selected hard drive, you'll see this DBAN succeeded message. At this point, you can safely remove the disk or USB device that you've installed DBAN to, and then shut down or restart your computer. If you're selling or disposing of your computer or hard drive, then you're done.
By understanding the potential outcomes of the repair process, considering the safety of the repaired HDD for regular use, and implementing data backup strategies, you can minimize the risk of future data loss and maintain a secure storage environment.